You know, these are really hard videos to make, and watching the slow degradation of our society and our country, watching the destruction of the family unit and cultural and sexual norms is a difficult thing for a conservative to stomach regardless. But when you see it exponentially falling apart, it really becomes a hard thing to watch, more or less report on. But regardless, here I am, and Hazard, Kentucky has a mayor who's called Donald Happy Mobelini. Now, this mayor happens to also be the school principal for this high school in Hazard, Kentucky. Mr. Mobelini is a difficult individual for somebody like me who has old-fashioned morals and values, and I'm going to show you why. You see, a couple of days ago, the school in Hazard, Kentucky decided they were going to have an event called a men's pageant. And at this men's pageant, boys at the school, because they're boys, because they're minors, and girls at the school, because they're girls, because they're minors, dressed inappropriately and behaved inappropriately at the school's homecoming pep rally. What do you mean, Matt? Well, do you want your girls in high school dressed as Hooters girls? Because they were. And oh, they were having such a great time. Do you want your boys in panties and bras, stuffed bras, straddling the mayor and school principal? Because that's what they were doing. Look at the smiles and the laughs. It's so funny. You know, keep in mind, this is an outfit that a girl would not, let's say a woman, an 18-year-old woman would not be allowed to wear this at school, but a boy can. Here we have another boy giving another lap dance to a man with stockings and lingerie and a wig. And there you see the mayor. He really thinks this is funny. Look at the lady in the top left in the very back. It's such a great time. It's so hilarious. We're going to have the child grind up on the man. And we're going to go to the Twitter comment section, and we're going to look at the sick people defending this behavior. And they're saying, oh, well, everybody looks to be enjoying themselves. Now, all the pictures of the children are blacked out here, but look at the posture. Look at the way that their arms are. Does it look like those children are having the good time that the principal looks like he's having? Look at the boy in the white shirt with the ripped jeans on the left side of the screen. Does that posture tell you he's having a good time? Look at the student in the bottom right in the red hoodie, arms crossed. Does that child look like he's having a good time? How about the student in purple above? Is that how you sit when you're laughing and having a good time? Or how about the lady in red up to the right of that? Does she look like she's having fun? Look at the posture. And yet here's this grown-ass man, and he's sure having a good time. Oh, the grown men paddled the boys before they derobed and straddled the men. I scratched out the students in the photo for their privacy. This was posted by Hazard High School in Hazard, Kentucky, and deleted after backlash. These people are so disgusting and clueless that they post this and don't understand that the parents are going to lose their ever-loving minds. Today, during their homecoming assembly, they held a male pageant. During this, young male students came out with bikinis, lingerie, tons of skin showing, etc. They proceeded to, as it seems in the photos, give lap dances to the teachers. The school shared these photos. I personally believe this is ridiculous and incredibly inappropriate from the perspective of a high school student. I can't imagine what some of the parents are thinking. My question is, who allowed this to be approved, and what is the board's opinion on this? It got approved at the highest level, and their opinion is if you have a problem with it, you're a disgusting bigot. This is one of the most disgusting things I've seen surrounding this whole quote-unquote movement, which is just a big giant pile of communist ideological subversion. These people are brainwashed. And the idea that this is okay because it somehow has to do with trans and it's all in good fun. If that was a minor girl in lingerie dancing on that man, would it be okay? Would it be illegal? Just forget illegal though. How socially would people look at it if a grown-ass man who's a principal in a position of power over these children Okay, so he's not just an adult, but he's an adult in a position of power over these children. How would we react if a 16, 17-year-old girl was in lingerie giving him a lap dance at homecoming? If we want equality here, why are we reacting any differently to a 17-year-old, 16-year-old boy doing this? And let me be clear, even an 18-year-old doing this is in a place where they are having to do this for a person in a position of power over them in front of the entire school. Now, they may say, oh, I did it by choice. I wanted to do it. But how much of that are they really actually choosing, given that the person that's having them do this is in a power position over them? Even if these children are 18 years old, in what world is it okay to jokingly give a lap dance to the school's principal? And I don't know what's more disturbing about this, the fact that it actually happened or the fact that the school didn't understand that there would be backlash. You guys, they honestly didn't understand that there would be backlash. And this principal and quote-unquote mayor, he's a problem because this Kentucky principal that was in the controversial homecoming photos was sued over supervision on a school trip. Well, what happened on the school trip? Given that we've seen the sexual proclivity that he's okay with having minor children at high school participate in, Mayor Donald Happy Mobelini, I bet you he is middle-named Happy, isn't he? The Kentucky principal shown this week in homecoming photos depicting students performing lap dances was accused in a 2019 lawsuit of not properly chaperoning a school trip during which one student allegedly raped another student. The lawsuit filed in Perry Circuit Court against Donald Happy Mobelini and two Hazard High School teachers is ongoing. A jury trial is scheduled for August 2022, according to court records. He is scheduled to go to court in a jury trial over improper supervision of high school students, and yet he's still behaving this way at the homecoming rally. This is how he behaves when he's being sued and going to have to be deposed. This is how he behaves when that's in his life already. Because of the nature of the allegations, the Herald Leader is not naming the young woman who alleges in the lawsuit that she was physically and sexually assaulted on the school trip to New York City in 2017. Among other things, the lawsuit is asking that the former student be compensated for her distress. The lawsuit claims that Mobelini and other adults did not hold the students to a strict account for their conduct. The former student said the chaperones did not handle the investigation into her allegations appropriately. Mobelini and other chaperones have asked that the lawsuit be dismissed. The junior students were twice left unsupervised to walk through Times Square area of New York City. Several members of the group had purchased alcohol while on the streets of New York City, the lawsuit alleges. In 2008, Mobelini was investigated twice for alcohol incidences involving students. The Herald Leader reported that in one situation, photos surfaced online of him driving students around as they smoked and drank alcohol. Mobelini came under similar criticism in 2008 after police caught students drinking on the school's football field moments after he left them. Mobelini did not get into trouble in either case because he was, quote, unaware of the drinking, close quote. An investigation by the Hazard Independent Superintendent is underway after photos appeared on social media that appear to show scantily clad male teens lap dancing at a school-wide homecoming event. Female teens wore Hooters t-shirts at the event. So here we have a guy with a history of underage drinking with minors all the way back as 2008. And keep in mind, these are only accusations. These are things that these minors allege. But then this is how he's behaving when he knows he's under that scrutiny. And anybody who speaks out against this, they're attempting to throw the bigot label on. That's not going to work here, you guys, because even if this wasn't male students, if this had nothing to do with whatever they want to make it about, this is not acceptable under any circumstances where it's acceptable for a student to give the principal a lap dance at an auditorium at the homecoming event. There's no way to make this acceptable, which is why there's an investigation going into it. But I'm going to tell you right now, without the outrage from parents, without people pushing this and demanding accountability, nothing will be done about this at the end of the day. And this mayor of Hazard, Kentucky will continue on being the asshole that he is. This is wild, you guys. It's just wild to see the people who violently defend it. It's a symptom of the sickness of our country. They consider themselves great people for defending the photos I just showed you. And they consider the people who have a problem with it disgusting bigots. It's truly mirror world. It is just, there's no other description for it. It's mirror world, where up is down and left is right, and sane is insane, and insane is sane. So we're going to keep an eye on this, because this guy is the mayor of Hazard, Kentucky, the principal of the school. You find a man who positions himself in these positions of power in a small town. And then you see he's got himself a position of power around children. And then you see that there's incidences in 2008 and 2012 involving underage drinking where he was supposed to be supervising. The ones who snake their way into a position of power to act this way, usually the worst. Now, I'm not making any accusations. All of this is allegedly, but man, oh man, what a world, guys, what a world. Anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I've got more content coming up. I'm going to try to find some more positive content to cover because, well, there's just plenty of negative, right? Anyways, guys, love you all. Talk to you soon. Peace. Peace.